It's Zani back with another YouTube video. This YouTube video is gonna be a story time about how I found out I was pregnant at 19. Before I get into this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I didn't have the comments on for the last video. I'm sorry. I'm getting used to all of this editing and uploading stuff, so I'm gonna make sure to have the comments on this time so y'all can say what y'all need to say. Give me feedback on how y'all like the video, what didn't y'all like about the video. Give me some tips on editing because I definitely need them. Another thing before I get into this video, today is November 14th. The next video is gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be the gender reveal or the anatomy scan video. I don't know, I might just combine them. But I'm currently 19 weeks today. 19 weeks and 4 days. Let me get up and show y'all. Oh God, my leg popping. So yeah, 19 weeks and 4 days today. So let's get into the video. Okay, I'm gonna start the day that I went to Six Flags. Okay, I believe that was July 27th. I went to Six Flags. I went to Six Flags with two of my past co-workers. And it was Janaya and Monte. Y'all don't know them, but I asked permission to use their names, by the way. So anybody names that I mention in this video, I asked permission first to use their name. We had went to Six Flags or whatever, and we ended up drinking at Six Flags. You so fucking rude. We had a little drink at Six Flags or whatever, getting on the rides, having fun. Now, after Six Flags, we had met up with another coworker, which her name was Taj. Met up with her after Six Flags, and me and Taj, you know, rolled up or whatever. So, in the midst of us rolling up, sorry about the dog barking, but in the midst of us rolling up, not in the midst, but in the midst of us smoking, something just didn't feel right. But you know, I'm having fun. Like, I hadn't been out in a while, so I'm having fun, not thinking nothing of it. So then I end up dropping Monte and Janaya. Next day off. I was off. So Monte and Janaya, and I believe Taj had to work too. I think they all worked the next day, but I was off. So during that day, I didn't recognize anything that was off or nothing like that. I know towards the end of the day, because I had got hungry, of course. Mind you, any symptoms that I had, I did not notice. Like, I didn't notice it, but a couple weeks before that, I did start back drinking pop. If you know me, I've never been a pop drinker. So I started back drinking pop, and I had a huge craving for hot fries, but I didn't think nothing of it because of the job that I was working. Like, we always snacked on stuff, so I didn't think nothing of it. So back to the day that I was off, I ended up going to get me something to eat. And if you from Chicago, you know it's a Stony Subs on Stony Island where they sell gym shoes, and that's what I got. So I remember going back home and eating my gym shoe, and I was at the last little bite of it, like the last little bite, and something in me just couldn't eat the last bite. Like, I'm like, this shit feel like I'm finna throw up. Like, it had became nasty to me, even though I had sat there and ate the whole sandwich. So I didn't end up throwing up or whatever. I just ended up wrapping it up and throwing it in the garbage. Now, at this time, my the day that I was eating the jump shoe or whatever, the next day I was supposed to get my period. Yeah, the next day I was supposed to get my period, which was the 30th. So, and the next day I also had to work. So I ended up throwing my food away. Well, the little bite that I did have left, and then going to sleep for work. I get up for work or whatever, and Janiyah and Monte call me. Well, we all in the group chat. They text me like, Jada, we want some snacks for work. Can you stop by the store or whatever? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll stop by the store and I'll get y'all snacks. So thing is, I didn't get my period that day. Even though like sometimes it'll be like a day or two late, but I knew it was a possibility that I could have been pregnant. Like I wasn't stupid to the fact like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. But the way that I reacted, I did act like that. But I knew it was a possibility that I could have been pregnant, but I wasn't thinking I was pregnant. So my period didn't come. I end up going to go get their snacks before work. But I remember Janiyah wanted a pickle, an individual wrapped pickle. And Jules didn't have it. I went to Jules first. And so it was a Family Dollar right across the street. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Family Dollar because I know that they got them. So I go to Family Dollar to get her a pickle. And then I'm passing the aisle with the pregnancy test. I'm like, I'm going to get one just in case. I'm going to see what's up. Because like I said, it was a possibility. I wasn't being stupid. Like, I knew what the fuck was going on. But I go up to the register, check out or whatever, and then I get to work. Now I get to work, I'm running everywhere like a chicken with his head cut off. Like I'm taking Monte his snacks first because he was on the other side. It's two sides to our job. He was on the other side, so I ran his snacks first. Me and Janiyah was on the same side, so I kept her snacks with mine. I end up taking Monte his snacks, clocking in, and then going on my side. But before you get to your side fully, it's a bathroom. So I had to pee. I definitely did. But at the time, I wasn't planning on taking a pregnancy test right then and there because, like I said, my period is usually, sometimes, always 1 or 2, maybe 3 days late. So I wasn't thinking nothing of it. But like I said, I had snacks and the pregnancy test was in the bag. So I'm looking at the bag. I'm like, I get in the bathroom, I'm looking at the bag. And I'm like, dang, I do got a pregnancy test. Let me take it out and take it. I took it out. I, unraveled it and everything. Here goes. I still got the wrapping to this crap. The little wrapping to it or whatever. And, I'm peeing on it, y'all. Like, I'm taking a good old pee. But as I'm peeing on this stick, like, if you took a pregnancy test before and it came out positive, if the left line pop up first, it's definitely coming out positive. If the right line pop up first, then most likely it's going to be negative. Like, as I'm peeing on it, the pregnancy test is loading. Like, you know how, if you took a pregnancy test before, you know how it loads. The left line pop up first. So I'm thinking in my head, like I'm sitting there watching it. Like you have to watch to see if you pee on it right. So I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I remember putting the cap back on it and putting it on the little garbage can where you be putting all your little disposable napkins and stuff like that. So I get up, I get up or whatever. And by this time I'm thinking like that left line popped up. I know damn well this test ain't positive. So I look back at the test after I finish doing what I'm doing. So I end up looking back at the test. 2 lines was on this test. Mind y'all, this is all within 1.5 minutes of me even, this is me peeing on the stick and then me putting it up there. Like, that was within 1 minute and 30 seconds. So it was already positive. I panicked. I cried. I dropped to the floor. I just could not believe it. I just couldn't believe. I couldn't, even though, like I said, I knew what I was doing. But come on now. Like, God was supposed to have my back. Well, what I thought we was like this. Like, come on now, what you doing? What are you doing? So I got so emotional, y'all. So I ended up calling my mom. My mom was the first person I called. And a lot of people be like, I don't know how to tell my mama this stuff. Now, I'm close with my mama. Like, my mama knew who I was sleeping with, when I was sleeping with them, this is that and the third. So when that test came back positive, she already knew what it was. And plus, before all of this, like a week prior to this, my mom was like, you pregnant? I'm like, why do you keep saying it? Like, every time we got on the phone, she'd be like, you pregnant? No, I'm not. Like, why you keep saying that I'm pregnant? Like, sis, we doing better shit than that. I'm not pregnant. So sure enough, the test came back positive, so I automatically called her. I'm crying, I'm sobbing, like, and she picked up the phone. She, girl, what is wrong with you? What's wrong? I'm like, oh my God. Mind y'all, I'm still in this bathroom. Now, this bathroom is a one-person bathroom, so I'm the only one in here. But I'm crying. I'm just going at it, like, sobbing. So she like, what's wrong? And I showed her the test or whatever. And I still got them. Here, let me show y'all. I'm going to show y'all the first one I took. This was the first. Y'all see how both them lines is? Like, that's the first one. This was the first one that I took. And she like, what is wrong with you? And mind y'all, I got the test like this to her. Like, man, what you mean what's wrong with me? Like, you don't see that you don't see them two lines? And I'm like, all I could say was, it's positive. And y'all, she laughed. She laughed. Like it was funny. Sis was funny. Ain't nothing funny. This ain't funny. This ain't no laughing, joking matter. She cracked up laughing. Then had the nerve to ask me, why is you doing all of that? Man, what? Like, I just found out I'm pregnant. What do you mean why I'm doing all that? Then you know who the daddy is. What do you mean why I'm doing all of that? Y'all, I hung up on her because I got so mad that she was laughing. Like, I felt so embarrassed. Not embarrassed, but I was mad. I was so mad. And it's not like I expected her to just go off on me or nothing like that. Because I told my mama, like, it was a possibility that I could be pregnant. Because I told her, like, what was going on in my life. But, sis, you laughing? Like, this is a joke? What's funny? What is funny? What is funny? I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny. So yes, I hung up in her face. Cause she just sitting there laughing. While I'm sitting there bawling my eyeballs out, sliding down the bathroom wall, sitting on the bathroom floor, and you sitting up laughing at me. So she thought it was funny. I hung up in her face. So I gathered all of my stuff and I went upstairs to my booth. Well, at least I tried. I'm still traumatized. In my head, it didn't register. That it say positive, but it didn't register. So as I'm coming up the stairs to get in my booth, Taj and it was another one of my coworkers opened up the staircase door. And I had a lot of stuff at the time. I had a book bag. I had a purse. I still had me and Janiyah snacks in my hand. I had a lot of stuff. Man, I'm still sobbing, crying. So Taj like, what's wrong with you or whatever. So she followed me to my booth or whatever, because she like, let me help you with your stuff, because I had a lot of shit. Trying to come up that skinny ass fucking stairway. If you work at Skyway, you know them stairwells is skinny as fuck. So she helped me to my booth, and she like, what's wrong? Taj was the first co-worker to know that I was pregnant. And I told her, I'm like, I just took a pregnancy test and it came back positive. She like, you lying. No, Taj. I'm not lying. Sis, no, I'm not lying. Why would I lie about something like that? So I showed her, right? And Taj ended up logging into my booth, because at this time, like I said, I'm still sobbing, crying, like bawling my eyeballs out. So she ended up logging into my booth and getting my traffic down a little bit. So I ended up telling her, I'm call the supervisor right now. Taj called the supervisor for me or whatever. Now I believe Janiyah is in, no. As we was walking to my lane, we passed Janiyah's booth, and I think she had asked what was wrong. But at the time, didn't nobody know but me. So I ended up telling Taj to, I had my pregnancy test in my purse. And I ended up telling Taj, I'm like, when she had got my traffic down, I'm like, take this to Janiyah and show her this test. Because I knew I was going to end up telling Janiyah anyway. That was like my girl at work. But I was going to tell her anyway. So I'm like, take that to Janiyah and tell her what I told you. So, she ended up telling her or whatever. And then by this time, I had texted my friend Kayla, like, I'm pregnant. And she gonna say, bro, when I say everybody had a stupid response, everybody had a stupid response to me. Like, she asked, I think, how you know? Kayla, if you watching this bitch, that's probably the one time you pissed me off. How do I know? How do I know, sis? What do you mean? How do I know? I took a test. And I sent her the picture of the test. And she called me, bro. Like I said, I'm still sobbing, crying. I'm panicking. At this time, my asthma was acting up. Like, I was damn near finna go into my first asthma attack. Like, that's how bad it was. So I end up on the phone with Kayla, but I end up hanging up from her when my supervisor came in, because now I had to tell my supervisor what was going on. And she just came in, she like, what's wrong? Why you crying? End up telling her, she Jada, calm down. Oh no, why do everybody keep telling me to calm down? Like, I was mad. Don't tell me to calm down. Like, this is some serious shit. Why are y'all telling me to calm down? No. If y'all knew who I was pregnant by in our situation at the time, y'all would react the same exact fucking way. I swear. Like, I bawled my eyeballs out. She took me downstairs to our conference room. Come on, grab your stuff. Calm down, Jada, relax. Because when I say I was hyperventilating, damn near finna go into an asthma attack, like, I was panicking for real, because I knew I was in for some shit. I just knew I was in for some shit. And she took me downstairs and she talked to me or whatever. And she like, what did she say to me? And I thank her. I swear I do, because she actually did calm me down. But she was saying like, you know, you got options. That's probably the worst thing anybody has ever said to me during my pregnancy. Like, if you said that shit to me, I damn near wanted to cuss your ass out, but I really kept my mouth closed, like, because I had already knew what I was gonna do. I've always been against abortions, so I had already knew what I was gonna do. But everybody like, you got options, and I'm not even thinking about no option. I swear to God, like, while she was talking to me, low key my head went blank, because I'm just like, how the fuck am I gonna tell this nigga that I'm pregnant? Even though even though, like I said, it wasn't no surprise, but it was a surprise. Like I said, God was supposed to have me. He didn't. He let me down. He let me down. But I was still scared. And I'm gonna be honest, I was scared to fucking tell him. At first I wasn't gonna tell him. But and I told my supervisor, I'm like, I'm not gonna tell him that. And she was like, you owe it to him to tell him. And I did. I owed it to him to tell him. So after she got done talking to me, she like, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to get yourself together, and then I need you to get back upstairs to go to work. She left me in that room by myself, y'all, and I bawled my eyeballs out. I cried so hard. Like, I screamed to the top of my lungs, bro. Like, I was so scared. I was so scared. And in my head, I just kept repeating, like, you done fucked up. You done fucked up. You done did so. You done outdid yourself, sis. You pregnant? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Got myself together, and I went back upstairs to work. And I was cool for the rest of the day. I was fine, because like I said, I had already known what I was gonna do. It's just the hard part was telling my baby dad. That was the hardest part. Like, telling my family and stuff. Like, I thought I was gonna be scared. Like, once I finally found out that I was pregnant, I thought I was gonna be scared to tell my grandma, because I was living with her at the time. I wasn't scared to tell her. I thought I was gonna be scared to tell my auntie. I wasn't scared to tell her. I told everybody before him. And when I did finally tell him, shit went down. So I avoided it the best that I could. It's just I didn't tell him the way that I wanted to tell him. So it kind of fucked up my situation. Well, no, I'm not gonna say fucked up my situation, because it was gonna go down the way that it went down regardless. Like, he was gonna have the same reaction regardless. But I just wish I was able to tell him the way that I wanted to tell him versus the way that I had to tell him. Well, I didn't have to tell him. He guessed it. But it took so much for me to register that I was pregnant. Like, for real. I just couldn't. Like, let me say this again. It wasn't no surprise. Like, let me say, it was a surprise. I'm just gonna say it wasn't prevented. But I didn't think, like, I'll be pregnant. Ooh, he kicking me. But I didn't, like, it still haven't registered, okay? It's still not getting through my head that I'm pregnant. To this day. I don't think it'll register till I'm in labor, okay? So I have a baby in my arms. Like, and from that day forward, when I say, from me telling, no, I could say from me telling my grandma, then me telling my baby daddy that I was pregnant, straight downhill, okay? Straight downhill. Head everywhere, emotions everywhere. And I couldn't talk to nobody about it, because didn't nobody really understand what I was really going through, because I ain't never had no friends that was pregnant. So I felt like didn't nobody understand what I was going through, especially with my baby daddy, you know. So, ooh, excuse me. My life went downhill. I had to make a lot of changes. I had to adjust to certain stuff. I had to make a big move. Like, it was a lot. Emotionally, physically, mentally. It was a lot for me to deal with. But I got my shit together. Halfway. I'm still struggling with some shit. But I'm getting there. But it wasn't easy. But I'm glad I kept my little munchkin. I didn't let nobody talk me out of what I really wanted to do and what I believed in. So I feel like I made the right decision. Sometimes. I'm being honest. Like, this is going to be a truthful channel. I'm being so fucking honest. I feel like sometimes, I feel like I made the right decision. But other times, I be like, sis, what the fuck is you doing? What are you doing? What is this? What is this? I didn't show y'all the other 2 tests that I took the next day, because it still didn't register. These 2, I had took that one first. This was the one that I took. Let me put these in order. Yeah, they in order. I took this one first, this one second, and this one third. And this was July 30th, I believe. Yeah, July 30th. And this was August 1st. These 2. But anyway, make sure before y'all exit out this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos, please. And I am gonna make sure to keep the comments open so y'all could tell me what the videos y'all want to see, as far as like the gender reveal video, the anatomy scans, any future baby appointments, get ready with me's, and all of that extra. Let me know what y'all want to see, because I'm new to this and I need to know what the audience like. But yeah, y'all make that move for me.